Hello, my name is Ilona and today is Thursday, September 14th, 2023, and on Tuesday I of course looked at the energy for the coming week and I saw that something with aliens could come up. Well, apparently I think it was about the next day something unique happened, and that is that the Mexican Congress showed bodies of aliens about 1,000-year-old. Apparently they just found them somewhere and decided today was the day, or yesterday I believe, to show it to the rest of the world. To me this feels like, well, really Project Bluebeam. They're still trying from the dark energies to push this through. I do believe that the white hats will take, of course, matters in hand slowly, and also leaking information so the public will understand and, you know, be open for aliens. But it's of course going to be very different from Project Bluebeam, what the dark energies are trying to push. They want people in fear, of course, afraid of alien and alien life forms. But it's very interesting that apparently in Mexico they were found and suddenly this is brought out publicly. Very interesting. Of course, we also had that thing going on in Peru with aliens and attacks there. So I have a feeling they'd still have more power there, the dark energies, to actually push out this this agenda. But I do believe that things will come out. I don't think we need to be afraid of that. But it's interesting to see. It also opens people up to other possibilities, because a lot of people are still not aware of aliens or believe that, you know, because of all the programming, that they don't exist, and if they do, they're going to be awful. So especially with all the series, films and things like that that have been planted in our minds about aliens. So we really have to wait and see what's going to happen there. But it was interesting that it immediately came out like a day later. In this video, I want to take a look at Sahara. I have a feeling that the Sahara there's something really going on there, and I just wanted to take a look at that. Interesting. The first card that fell out was the Nine of Swords, and I have the feeling that there is so much going on there, a lot of stress concerning Sahara. The feeling I have with Sahara is it wouldn't surprise me if there's like a portal there or something else that has to do with aliens and a lot of information and technology. And I have a feeling that things will come out about Sahara. The cards I've got, the first one is the Page of Cups. This is the energy of Sahara and surrounding it, and the central card is the Lover's card. Card in the past is the Two of Cups. Underneath the Lover card we have the Nine of Wands, and for the future we have the High Priest and the Six of Wands. To me this feels there's going to be a victory over the dark energies. They've been suppressing all this information, and for some reason, the feeling I got, especially when I've already, of course, shuffled the cards in my Dutch video, I felt this has to do with the origin of humanity. Now, we are spiritual beings in a human experience. So it's very important, of course, to also understand the human side of things and the, you know, the origins of humanity, what's really happened to humanity. But of course, we are spiritual beings. It's not like we have a beginning or an end. So I just wanted to mention that. But this is about the origin of humanity and the true, how to say this, what was really supposed to be the true goal of humanity and how much has been manipulated. So especially with the Lover's card, I just had this feeling that we're going back to the origin, almost, you know, almost Adam and Eve kind of card, but more like what really happened to humanity. How has humanity been manipulated, the history, the true history of humanity. And I think the Sahara has a lot of information about that. And I think things will come out about that. A lot of pain is connected to that. I believe it's also connected with Atlantis, all these connections. There is something in the Sahara that is very important. Probably underneath it, all kinds of information that will come out, and it will be healing, and it's necessary. You know, this is in the past, but it's necessary for humanity to heal, to truly understand what our origin is, what happened to us, the history, the technologies that's been suppressed. That's the feeling I'm getting. It feels like a very, very old energy, and it's important that it comes out. And like I said, I have a distinction between, of course, that we are spiritual beings. There is no really beginning or ending there. And of course, in the human experience, there is so much attached to humanity and what was really the focus for humanity, or it's about the origin, it's about the manipulation, it's about what happened to us. It's very important for us to truly heal, to truly understand. And there's a lot of anxiety, and I have a feeling that's connected to the dark energies. They don't want this to come out. They don't want humanity to fully understand who we are, what we truly are doing here. They don't want that, because obviously there's going to be a connection between spirituality as well. So there's something they really want to hide, but there's going to be a victory. So things are going to come out. There's something they won't be able to stop in any way or form. So there's nothing they can do about that. And it will be given to humanity, and it is meant to heal the old pains. We need to understand who we truly are, where we come from, what has happened to us, so we can truly heal that part. So this is very interesting, and it feels like a very deep, intense energy. That's the feeling I got, and I'm still getting from this card reading. So the other thing I want to take a look at, and it will be different than my video in Dutch, because in the Netherlands I actually first looked at the water just in general, and what I got is that the dark energy, so I'm doing a little recap about that. I think the dark energy have tried to, I see, what were the cards? I hope I remember the cards correctly. I'm just going to see if I can find them. So sorry about this. I should have already put them in order. But the other cards, I actually looked at the Netherlands, if they're actually going to do something to the water again. And I looked at Belgium and Germany. And in this card reading, I want to look at some other countries and a group of countries, to be very honest. So I'm sorry about that. I'm trying to find the cards, because I do remember which cards were used for that. Let's see. And we have the Fool as well, and I hope I can find it. I've got it. These were the three cards. This is the water now, and I have to make a distinction. I'm talking about the water, you know, worldwide, and if they've already done something to it, like with the stinks, if they've already put something like that in the water. And there was also another video going around about something with snakes. I've seen that video. I've heard about that before. I think about a year ago, that was already going around. You know, that there was something, they put something that had to do with snakes in our water. And I just want to take a look at if there is something in our waters now, in our drinking water. I'm not talking about all the other things, because they've been fooling around with our water for a very long time. So if you feel like you want to filter your water, it feels better for you, I suggest you do that. And of course, always follow your own feeling with that. You know, your own intuition feels right to you. There are many things you can do on concerning water and filtering water, and that feels right to you. I do believe that we can do a lot with our mind powers and really, you know, clearing things. But if it feels right to you, please follow that. But the card I've got, the cards were the High Priest, the King of Wands, and the Fool. So this is about if there's something in the water now, and I'm talking about, of course, something with the snake poison or something with the stinks. I believe they wanted to, they've tried, but the Whiteheads made sure that that didn't happen. And we're going to go to a completely new direction. This is the Fool, so everything will be open. I believe that with free energy, there will also be clear water and clean. There's technology to clear everything. And I think they're already working on that. But they wanted to, they maybe even tried, but it didn't work out. The Whiteheads stopped that. So I don't believe there's anything with our water worldwide now that concerning or has anything to do with stings or the other thing I just mentioned. I'm going to draw cards first on the USA. So 3 cards on the USA. If they are going to try to, do something to the water. So I'm just going to see if there's something going to happen to the USA. And then I'm going to take a look at Australia, and I want to end with Scandinavia. And when I'm talking about Scandinavia, because there are like many ways to look at it, I'm talking about Denmark, Finland, Iceland, Norway, and Sweden, because that's also part. You can see Scandinavia in many terms, and I'm talking about Denmark, Finland, Iceland, Norway, and Sweden, because I do know there are a few people watching from Sweden and from Denmark. And so I'm just going to take a look at those. Just first, the USA. Is something going to happen to the waters in the USA? We have the Ace of Cups. That is a yes. We have the High Priestess. And we have again a yes. So they are going to try something with the water. The Ace of Swords. So for the USA, I do suggest then maybe watch out, see what's going to happen. Doesn't mean something like the Stings, they'll be able to do something, but it could be that maybe parts of the USA, because let's face it, the USA is big, that some things are going to happen with the water. Maybe some contamination, something else going to happen. So I got 2 yeses. So it could also mean like 2 states will be affected. So just maybe better if you are living in the United States of America. Of course, always follow your intuition to maybe see if there's a way to filter your water or to maybe drink not from your tap. But there is, and maybe in essence in the USA, I do believe there are parts that still have fluoride. Fluoride, I think, yeah, fluoride is the... So I would completely avoid that. So if that's happening, that's something that should really... Follow your intuition in that case, but something is happening with the water in the USA, in parts of the USA. I have a feeling it's 2 states are going to be affected. So it is important to make sure that you have water or filter your water or have water in another way. So I do believe in the USA something could happen to the water. That's what I'm getting. I'm getting 2 yeses. So the other country I want to take a look at is Australia. Is something going to happen in Australia with the water? We have the 5 of Pentacles. We have the 6 of Pentacles. That's interesting. And we have the 2 of Pentacles. It may seem like it, but I think things will balance out because I've got 2 balance cards. This is a card of balance and this is a card of balance. You can see the scale. So I don't think in Australia people have to be immediately scared of that. It may be that something in the media could come out with watch out. It could be, but I don't think it ultimately is going to happen in Australia. Because these I think 2 balance cards, so it's balanced out there. So I don't think it's going to happen with the water there. So just see, but some people, there may be parts that there won't be any water available for like a short period of time, because this is also a card of feeling left out in the cold, and then we're talking about the water. So it's also possible that some parts the water may fall out or it won't be available for some time, but it will be all balanced out. But I don't see anything put into the water. That's the feeling I'm getting for Australia. And the last I want to take a look at is Scandinavia, and I'm talking now about Norway, Finland, Denmark, and Sweden. So and of course that's a huge area, but I just want to see if something's going to happen there in the water. Let's see. We have the Hanged Man standing still. We've got the Lover's card. And we do have a yes. That's interesting. So the Ace of Cups. So I think that's very difficult to say. But in some parts, it's possible something's going to happen to the water. So again there, it's hanging means it's kind of standing still. A choice needs to be made. And maybe that's what the yes is talking about. That in somewhere, maybe in Norway or in Finland or in Sweden or Denmark, something could happen to the water. So just follow your intuition and your instinct in that. But I do believe that we have a yes there. So it could be a city that something happens to the water and something is leaked in. It will be done on purpose, to be very honest. It will be done by the dark energy. So I do believe something will happen in that specific area. So, of course, again, see if it resonates with you or not. This is what I get from the cards, and it's my interpretation. Always follow your own intuition, what feels right to you, and because ultimately it's about following your own inner compass. I'd like to leave it at this, and I hope to see you in another video. Bye.